Right, what's happening? Shed podcast that brings you everything from music, sports, religion, politics, at happy slapping. Myself, Dixie, Daniel.
Easy.
New episode, new guest. It's been a minute. We're going with just Risky Roadz or we're going Rooney. What we doing?
Either way, man. Whatever's easiest. Risky Roadz, Rooney, whatever you wanna. Yeah.
Someone who fucking introduced me into a lot of the artists that I know today. You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
Where's the idea come from? Where did this all start?
I used to DJ old school garage days, and I used to buy my vinyl from Rhythm Division.
Mm-hmm.
And like a fan, listening to pirate radio, UEMCs and that on radio. And then I ended up getting a Saturday job in Rhythm, which became like a job when I was at college. Mm-hmm. And certain people used to come in, and you'd heard their voice on like radio. And I used to say to Sparky, who worked in Rhythm as well, like his manager, "Oh, is that so and so?" And he'd say, "Oh yeah, that's the." And I thought, if I would know what they look like, everyone would know what they look like. Yeah, like there was a couple of other DVDs, like Lord of the Decks was out there, and I think A Plus started shooting like the Eskimo dances and the radio sets, but you didn't see every MC's face. And I wanted to be like.
So how'd you go from that just working in there and just seeing people?
Yeah. And
then to be, how'd you take that step from like, right, I'm gonna start putting these faces everywhere?
Like my first step was I said to my nan, "Can you lend me the money for a camera?" So she lent me the money for a camera. I bought like a little camcorder.
How much did that set you back?
It's like 300 quid. I think
300 quid. Yeah. So that's pricey back in them days, though, man. Because how long ago was that? 15 years?
Yeah.
That's mad.
Yeah. So my nan kind of kick-started everything. Gave me the money for the camera, and then taught myself editing.
I read that. You started buying books on editing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. When I was reading it, I was thinking that's insane. The reason it's mad is because if we don't know how to do anything now, what do we do? Straight away YouTube. Yeah. YouTube tells us everything.
That's true.
But now, like, just imagine reading a book of how to edit videos now.
Yeah, I know.
I just couldn't. I physically don't think I can do it. So I don't think many people can do it out there either.
It was mad. Like there was bits that you read and then some of it you just attempt. Like it was one of them things like.
It's just learning as you go along, isn't it?
Exactly. Like. I was when one of my college classes, the teacher said the name of software, so I managed to get hold of a copy of the software, and then I was just literally like learning as I went. Yeah. And, like, the first interview was J2K, so we got J2K in Rhythm and filmed him. I went home and then it was on tapes. So whatever you filmed, however long that was, you had to then watch that back to put it into the computer. It wasn't just like drag it off and put it on. You had to watch it again. So. Then it was captured in, then I put it in the program, then I'd mess about with like the editing. Yeah, I look at some of the old editing now, I think, jeez.
It's just mad, isn't it? It's like when you play PlayStation games like from 03, if you look at the graphics now, it's just completely different to what it is now.
Yeah, it's mad. Like what you can do now to what you could do then.
It's insane.
You know what no one ever talks about as well? When I was growing up, I always knew that Rhythm Division was like half like a fucking mecca.
Yeah.
No one, I don't even really hear no one talk about Rhythm no more. Like, it's one of them places that is responsible for so many fucking.
But that's why when I done the Pirate Mentality documentary with Frisco, like Frisco wanted to do an old pirate radio set again and like do this documentary about pirate radio and its importance to grime. And when they brought me on, I said they wanted to do like a stage, kind of like a set.
Like a set, yeah.
And I said to them, the only place that will work to get everyone back, and this was my part of the thing that I really pushed for, was I wanted it to go back into Rhythm. So we turned the coffee shop to Rhythm for one last night.
Fucking hell.
And then, the coffee shop with Rhythm just made it like an old set like before.
Why the name Risky Roadz?
My alias was Risky as a DJ, 'cause my initials are RSK. So it's like Risk, and I stuck a Y on it, so it's Risky.
Yeah.
And then just messing about, and I found this font on the internet when I was trying to design up a cover. It's called Chiller, and it looked a bit creepy. And I thought, I'm going out on the road, on a risky road, and it just worked.
So you've done some legendary covers as well, innit? What's the one? What's the Rust God one? The fucking
Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses,
yeah.
Bro. Why the grime scene, or what? Because you didn't necessarily know at that time what was going to happen.
No, man, I was just a fan.
Just a fan and just run like that.
Like someone like D Double, like Pay As You Go and Nasty, they was a big influence in my thing. Like Pay As You Go from garage, and then like the nasty crew started to come through.
Yeah.
And then that was just the transition for me.
Is that yeah? Because a lot of the old people, not old like, but everyone who's into garage,
Yeah.
the transition to grime,
Yeah.
sort of just happened.
Yeah, definitely.
Did you have everyone at them stages? Everyone wanting to get involved, or was there people that you wanted to get involved? It was a bit harder to get on your tape then.
I think it was in a time where people wanted to be seen as much as we wanted to show people. So it was a lot easier. Like, and once we'd filmed a few, like, and being like having Sparky there, who'd known a load of the MCs a lot longer than I did.
Yeah.
He had a relationship with them to ask them, and the ones who he didn't know, I knew, and then I could ask, and it was like it worked well. So once we kind of got the initial few in, the word of mouth spread.
And then
everyone started to jump in.
I couldn't even get I wouldn't even know. How do you even get your? Because from that DVD era, I remember watching a few of them at your cousin's house and that. How do you even get your head around like, wow, we're gonna shift these DVDs, or is it even a thing where it doesn't matter if we shift them? It's just
I just wanted to make it kind of, and it was like we because obviously rhythm, so you got a good
bass,
and you could put something on the rhythm site and people would see it. And I remember we had because obviously it was before YouTube. I made like a little trailer and we put it on Rhythm's site and it crashed the site because you used to get something called bandwidth. So like you had an allowance of how much data could be could be used up on the website, and their whole website went off because we rinsed their data. Like, there had too many people watch the trailer.
But you've worked with everyone. Is there anyone that you'd like to? Not up and coming as well. We're gonna get to all that stuff.
I haven't shot anything for Dave and Jay Huss. I'd like to do something for them.
Because you have your own style as well. They don't all look the same, but it's got a look to it, innit?
Yeah. I can do the glossy, but a lot of people always come to me for that look. I think that works.
I always remember Risky Roadz, but I think the first time when I started to see it like come back into circulation, I think it was when Skepta really started coming back, and I don't think he ever left, but started coming back. And That's Not Me and Dan the Roman and things like that.
Still.
Well, it's always been grime. It's never been like I've tried to branch out and.
I'm just a fan. Like hip hop, I've done videos for gigs and that, and I've done some house kind of tunes done videos, for example, dance kind of stuff. So I'll work with anything. If I like the tune and I believe in the person, I'll work with them.
Well, they just come to you for that Risky Roadz look or that
or
feel,
or they'll just come to me for like, what's your idea on this or what's your take on this, and then we work something out and how we can make it work. And it all kind of drops down to budget, innit? So it's like whatever they kind of come with, and we work it on what can be done for that.
What point did you go on, Dan?
No, I just want to say, like, obviously you see the up and coming.
Yeah.
But the internet wasn't even at, like, it wasn't at how it is now. Like, you had no YouTube.
Yeah.
Like, when YouTube dropped, as a cameraman yourself and doing what you was doing, how was it? Was it a big game changer for you?
Like, I kind of ignored it at first because it was like we had a business model of what we was doing.
Yeah.
And YouTube was just like, you go and do whatever you're gonna do, and you're just giving it away. Like, and you know when you get to that certain age where you have to kind of, you gotta make money. You can't. I'm not a kid no more. I can't just film and throw it out there. So it was like.
You said there was no monetizing.
There was no monetization in YouTube.
Back
so
then.
it was like in that initial thing. Yeah, cool. It's good to go, but then how can I fund it?
Yeah.
Because it wasn't there.
Yeah,
I'm not like that. Like I said, I'm not a kid, so I can't just be another 3 years or whatever running around just filming and just putting everything out there for free.
Yeah.
So
no,
it
it makes
was
sense.
Weird kind of transition at the beginning.
And then when they started monetizing it, is that when you
No, because YouTube,
or?
I've always thrown things on there, but I've never concentrated on YouTube. That's not like after the DVD thing, the music video thing kind of become more of a thing, and then I'm still like obviously still doing the music vids, and now I'm getting back into the documentaries. Like I just done a Risky Roadz Birmingham that I'm trying to complete at a minute, and
I think Birmingham got a big part to play in right
definitely.
now. I had when Discard was here, we had a conversation about Birmingham, and I feel like when it went a little bit quiet, I feel like they
carried the torch.
It was prominent in what they did.
And that's why I've done this Risky Roadz Birmingham. Like I'm just looking for completion funding for it at a minute to do all the special effects and that. But that's sick. Like it's like a feature-length documentary about Birmingham. So that's there. Got another like Risky Roadz 3 I'm pitching about and whatever.
What's that like to have like the old school The way it was done
just
before.
Just kind of like just to tell my story and everything kind of thing, and started a new series as well with my nan.
I see something. Yeah, talk about this.
Yeah, my nan. Obviously, my nan bought my camera. She started off my journey, so like she's grown in the scene as well. Like same as my mum, but they know everyone. Like they've all been around the house.
Oh, so down.
So
that's mad, you know. That's actually mad.
So I just thought, you know what, it'd be a good spin, generations, because people always say they've got like their own stigmas about like young kids and MCs, rappers, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My nan will tell you different. So to have my nan sit down with some of her closest ones and the ones she like is really close with, and interview them, you'll get to see a different side of the artist, and she's gonna,
definitely.
So that's kind of what I'm working on now. So
that's sick. Still.
Yeah, Grime Gran it's called. But she's a.
That's gonna be them things go off, man.
That's mad though. I just like how your nan just kickstarted it all off, and the fact that she's still here and she can you've getting her involved like that is sick.
Thank you.
What does she think about like? Obviously, your nan's your nan. She's always gonna support you in that. But what does she think about the stage that it's at now?
Like, no, she just always says to all the boys when they come out, like, how proud of she is of all of us. You know what I mean? Like, and how far it's gone. Like, Skep's winning like Ivan Novello's and Mercury Awards, and my videos are playing in behind him when he's receiving. It's mad, you know. Like, and then like a couple of summers ago, was it last summer or summer before? Like, I come out of the gym one day and I had a text on my phone from Drake asking for a video, asking me to shoot him a video, but something happened and it never come off. But that's another one that will happen, and like things like that. And I go home and say to my mum and them, like, right, or like even meeting with Drake in Miami, and like, I've been a fan of him from before.
And let's be honest, Drake's the biggest, one of the biggest superstars in the world.
The biggest.
Did you get the shakes when you see the text and that?
No, it's just like,
I'm like, bro, I can't believe this, bro.
Obviously, when I met him in Miami, like we linked up in Miami, and he proper sorted me out like tickets and passes and from like them sort of things there. I think that's when like things like my mum and Nana be like they know what we've done, and obviously they know Drake.
Yeah, of course, man. That's the thing. Like, it's just he's so international. Like,
So we spoke about him. What do you think about his involvement in the UK scene?
I think he's a national hero in his own way, you know, like he put another spotlight onto what we're doing. Like the England's doing what it's doing. Everyone's pushing and the music.
It was inevitable anyway.
Yeah.
But it's just like.
But he's kind of using his platform now to help build what we're achieving, like what we're doing, and he's a genuine fan.
Because we always speak about it. Do you think it's both ways? Do you think it works both ways? Is there anything Drake can gain from doing this?
What can the biggest artist in the world gain?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? I just
he can gain on if he's a fan from this way back before.
Yeah, he's gaining on.
Then it's like personally, he's like, bruv, like these are my friends now.
Yeah, exactly.
These are what I've been studying them and that. Now they're my pals.
Toronto ain't much different from London.
Yeah,
like the
slangs are similar.
Yeah.
But he just genuinely gets it, and you can tell, you know, when you meet someone, you just know that someone genuinely loves the music. They love the scene. He knows everything. You know, like to look back and find Risky Roadz. Like,
he's done his research. Like,
You know what he did. Like he's a genuinely good guy. You know, like that's the truth. And I think everything that he does right now is from a place of I can see potential in everything, so like, let me use my stage to help where I can help, and that's and it's just genuinely that, you know. And now he's got like friends in this thing, like proper friends, you know.
Yeah, you can tell, man. You can just tell the way he brings them out on stage, the way they act with him straight away. It's just I don't know. Like I just don't get why people are gonna hate on why he's just bringing people in. He's not even bringing people in. He's just like what you said, just elevating the scene.
I think I just think at the end of the day, every artist's got to stay relevant, innit? And it's
course.
hard. He's been at it over a decade now. That is some fucking length of time.
Yeah. Tell you what, like I was at his show in Amsterdam like 2 days ago, and he played, gotta be, if a quarter of his catalogue. and it's banger after banger after banger, and you think,
It's
right, he
mad.
didn't play, he
It's
didn't, like, he
mad.
didn't
Yeah,
play,
yeah.
he didn't. Like, someone who's just got that much.
I was fully like, you know, when he was at
crazy.
the O2, but he turned it into
Yeah.
O3. Everyone was going to it, looking on their Snapchat stories.
I felt like I went to that and I didn't
And
go to
I
that.
was thinking the exact same. It was just banger after banger after banger.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, but he didn't play,
Oh,
but he didn't
that's
play,
mad.
and it's just, the catalogue's crazy.
Real.
Like, genuinely crazy. Like,
Obviously, Drake is from abroad as well.
Yeah.
You do a lot of things with artists overseas, innit?
Yeah.
With the whole grime thing. Who's your favourite? Like you've done Australia, you got Russia, you got.
Yeah, Japan.
Who's the
New
ones
Zealand.
Who's the ones that you can see? You think that wow, they are really going to take it somewhere else.
I think the Australian and New Zealand scenes, like when the New Zealand one is one of my favourites. Like,
See, I'm not gonna lie. I've found myself. Not on YouTube, you find yourself in these weird little pockets, and you get stuck. Australian music right now, I'm fucking bang on it. There's a band called The Chat, another one called 111, but they've all got like them old school TN hats and I'm just like, this is mad. It's like looking at everyone from
back in the
them
day,
ain't even
man.
doing grime, but I know
Yeah.
they got. Is it Wombat? Is his name Wombat? They got a few man.
Yeah.
That's what you think is gonna.
then you got Chilling It, Fracture. There's loads. But they're all sick. Like, and New Zealand as well. Like when you watch the New Zealand clip that I got, like it reminds me. They got that slew them attitude about them. Like there's something about them. They're just sick. And then I've got like Kazakhstan and Russia. Russia's got a massive grime scene.
See, that's
It's getting
mad.
bigger all the time. Like.
Yeah, I heard about this. I heard
Yeah.
about Prague and Russia and them type of
Prague,
places.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, but they're doing a lot.
Can you see them being more than just
I think it's just
Russian Russian grime MCs and just because that's what they're always going to be looked at for a long time, innit?
Yeah,
they're going to be looked at like.
But they're starting to bridge gaps because they're working with like a lot of the Russians are starting to work with a lot of the Birminghamites. Like there's a guy called J Master Badman, and he's doing a lot of tunes with Bomber B.
Right, yeah.
So like they're linking the Birmingham, and so it's kind of like I think with the internet it makes it easier. 'Cause you can bridge.
That's the thing. Yeah, now you can.
Like,
It's easier from overseas.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
100%. Like back in the day, there was no internet, so it's like what I was gonna say. When you was going about different places getting your film footage, like how did you feel going into someone else's hood back then?
I didn't care then.
Was you on your own as well?
Sometimes on my own, sometimes with like one or two others, but quite a lot of times on my own. It's just like I'm going there for a reason. I'm going to meet someone, so I'm not going in there like I don't know nobody.
Yeah, Ross Kemp in it.
I'm going to meet someone, and it's that I can only make that happen.
Yeah.
You can't be like, oh, I ain't going there because it's Lewisham, or I can't go there because it's Edmonton.
Of course. Was there any like moments you just thought it could be a bit sticky?
The one that always springs to my mind was one time I went to meet Big H in Edmonton, and I come off the train. I just walked up to the estate, but there was so many people at the start of the estate, dogs. You know that old kind of.
Yeah.
I was thinking, fuck, like, I got my camera on there, like, and I just walked through and everyone's looking at me, and one of them was like, yeah, where you going? Like so I'm going to meet H. And he was like, H.
That's
Big
the
H.
moment
Yeah.
the heart starts beating quick and that's all mad.
I was like, yeah, Big H. I was like, who are you then? And I said, I'm Risky Roadz. I said, what, shut up, that's you. What, you come here on your own? Nah, like, and he was like, I rate that. Just took me through H, come out, finished the thing after. He's like, bro, I can't believe you come here on your ones. I was like, yeah, well, I wanted to get it done. If I don't come here, I can't do it. He's like, no, I rate that. I said, where you going? I said, I'll just get a train home. He said, no, fuck that, and the guy dropped me home.
He dropped you home as well, yeah?
Yeah.
That's mad respect still, man.
I didn't know
it's
as
like,
well that you was involved with a Fuck Radio series. I only found that out recently, obviously, when you was coming up. Bro, please bring that back. Bro, that's everyone's fucking like child. No, seriously, like it'd be so nang to see the mixture of
young and old again.
And I felt like it made everybody on point.
Yeah.
You couldn't come up there and be shit.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
It's true.
That room must have been some type of vibe in there to come in there, bro.
It was intense, that room. It was intense. It was a vibe though.
And it's like the first time you see Chip, the first time you see Criminal, the first time you see all these people. Do you know what I mean? There's no chance of that ever happening again.
No, then like it's possible. I have to speak to Gets, but I think it's one of them things that like it's not like an impossible task. That is doable. We spoke about it a little while ago and we were saying we should, you know, like you have little laughs and that.
Yeah.
But Gets is one of them guys, I think he don't always like to revisit something. If something's done and it's done its time, he'll leave it. But if there's something that can bring more, that's when he's more open to, do you know what I mean? So like that's what we were saying. If we find the right thing or whatever, then
because he had a moment on Risky Roadz, isn't it? That's definitely a moment. That first freestyle was fucking definitely a moment.
Yeah.
Even Gets was a fucking character, bro. When the man was all young and you're watching the DVDs and you're seeing he just that's what I think. I don't think nothing's lacking anything. I don't think nothing's in a shit position. But it was like characters that you could pick who you liked before. Yeah. Well, I think and there's nothing lacking or nothing wrong with it. It's just a bit more milder. Where like before there was like your bruiser there.
I think it is now as well. It's like there is so many artists now, like and there's so many new visuals all the time. Like you don't always get a chance to see someone's character, whereas before, you know, like you're saying, you had to wait, so you had like time to build an opinion. Yeah. And then that person like Bashi was the lollipop guy.
Like proper personalities. Yeah.
So you knew, like, you know what I mean? Like now I think, like I said, there's so much content. Like it takes a lot longer to see someone's character.
Yeah.
So like you're still getting them, but it takes a while.
I think the maddest thing is about that as well. The thing that don't help about that now, I think that when you into an artist, like me personally, I buy into everything about you because you can see everything. But then that's why them things were so known, because you didn't always get to see what Gets, and that was like you waited for Risky Roadz to watch it. It's like Prince didn't have an Instagram. You don't get to see every Adele step, but when you do, you appreciate what, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
When we're talking about the new gen as well, what makes you say, I'm gonna have you on the channel or the platform? What is it you see in someone where you go?
I don't know. You know what it is? I've got a good ear. I've had a good ear for a while. Like it's just one of them things I can tell if I hear something in like the first 20 seconds of someone playing me a song. I know if someone's good. Like recently, the biggest one of them that I had was Octavian. Octavian sent me some stuff, and I was like, bro, like whatever you need, like let's do some stuff because you're going places. Like, and I put up a few of his videos and and then now look, you know what I mean. So,
but you see, like, I bet you've got DMs flying everywhere of people sending you music.
Yeah, I do get quite a lot.
Can you sit there and listen to all of them?
When I ask people to send me stuff, I make sure that I listen to everything.
To everything,
yeah.
Cool. Respect that still, because I'm just imagining.
You get some crap.
Like you just get so much. Your things just flooded, and like realistically, 70% of them bullshit.
But then you get something like it's weird because then that one that's bullshit might have a one line that you think, you know what, there, and then you just tell someone like, because you gotta remember as well, you can't shut someone's dream down.
No,
that's their dream.
I'm not gonna lie with you. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I don't celebrate mediocre shit. That's how I am. I'm not on it. I'm not on it.
But there's like what I tend to do is like, if there's someone who's got something, because it might just be young or they haven't got the confidence to spray something the way whatever. Be like, work on this. You know, like constructive something.
Not as all.
Like, criticism, but constructive. Like I said, if it's someone's dream, you never know. Like that person could be shit this year,
and next year
you give them that one little boost about that one line or that one thing. They go away.
But that's mad. It's mad that you say that.
In grime as well, there's so many avenues to do it as well. You can be the one line man at the rave, and that can be your whole thing. Or you can be like the lyricist, or you can be the radio set guy. There's so many avenues to do it in grime.
Yeah, there's so many. Like look, you got like that. This guy that can go and light up a whole
anywhere.
rave.
Him and Jammer, there's no one else who can like that. Is it?
Jammer gets wheel ups left, right, like the energy guy on stage and that. You know what I mean? And then you got Kane and. That's why the scene's just got so much variety.
That's why Eskimo dance is so known, because people like that coming through, and it's hard as well because when you see people, when we spoke to this guy, I said it must be so hard to try and introduce the crowd to new lyrics, or if you're new,
because they don't.
Them man have been doing it for how many years before they just start automatically getting. So when you got one of these young guys, that must be fucking like, I ain't getting the wheel ups or anything. It just takes time for us to get to know you.
And it's true as well, like the Eskimo dance thing and the wheel ups. As much as all the new, it all boils back to them original bars from
Yeah.
Years
And
ago.
that's what people want to hear though as well.
Yeah.
Like, when they
I just hope
careers.
that grime don't do what hip hop does, because you know everyone forgets. Well, this is all very new. This is still all brand
Yeah.
new. Like,
Yeah.
and in hip hop they do this thing where the older you get, you become like some washed type of like the cool G raps and that kind of get dashed away. And it ain't the same in rock and that. When you're a rock legend, you are held up on a pedestal.
And
I just hope we
grime
start
can be the
doing
same.
that.
I think grime is like when you think about it, like I'm still here.
Yeah.
Like Gets, Kane, you know what I mean? Like all the originals, Jammer's still doing his thing. Like,
And there's a respect level as well.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of the way grime's set up. Like, you know, like because I think sometimes in hip hop it can be a thing where the older artists don't want to shine a light on a newer artist for whatever reason, so they kind of outcast themselves. Where in grime, everyone's looking for that next to embrace someone.
Yeah.
Same like we were saying with Drake, when he likes to do things. When you've got that attitude of you want to help and take things further, you can't be forgotten for things like that, you know what I mean? Because you've been a part of in what you're involved in. And I think that's the difference.
So have you got an email with a Drake song and no one's heard then or something for this video, or it never got to that stage?
No, he was just like, I want you to shoot me something. And it was just like a generic, and I was like, yeah,
That's
bro,
mad.
you ready?
If he sent me that text, I'll be at his neck every day. But boy, you ready? When you ready, Bob? Let's go.
Sometimes I'm too chill with it. You know what I mean? I should have been like that.
You must have loads of footage that's not out though as well, innit?
Yeah, I've got quite a lot. Yeah.
Is that ever gonna?
I don't know. Right place, right time, right whatever. I'm one of them. Like I'll film things, and then if it ain't right for it, I won't just throw it out.
Yeah. Because you do documentaries.
Yeah.
All your footage you've got from way back to now.
Yeah.
Would you ever like make a documentary of all the footage, like not all of it, but like get your best bits and the bits that's never been seen, and then people talking, artists talking and stuff about it?
I've done kind of like that with the stuff that's been seen. Like I put it out on Boiler Room, the best of Risky Roadz. So that's like the scene bits that I compiled together. And I had my dad interview me. I had it set up like a cancelling session. So like that triggers into the old footage.
Right, cool.
So it's just something a little bit different. So that's there, but I think the stuff that that ain't been seen, and some of the classic stuff that has been seen, I've put together like when I do like the big Risky Roadz project, like the final kind of part of the chapter.
Really, the DVDs was that documentaries. That movement one is definitely like it starts at Sculptured and coming out of prison, and you see this whole story of fucking. You was basically like an extra member.
Yeah, I
was
the cameraman in the crew, and it's mad as well because like we mess about that. Like even all of us, we all banner on that, and like certain times they'll put up lyrics for something. Like the other day, it happened with like Wretch wrote a bar on his Insta story, and I wrote a bar following onto his bar, and he's like. But I picked that up from rolling with them.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I would never spit.
Inside.
But I just from rolling around with them, you learn things. And
even them, I would like to see them man come back. That was like an elite fucking group of MCs. That's why you got to respect Wiley as well when he done that whole thing where he tried to go at fucking everyone. Yeah. No one would have done that, man.
Wiley's nuts, man. It's not even nuts. He's just. I like the way he just. If he feels like something, he's just saying it. Like,
yeah, no, he just says what he feels, but it's mad as well because like even just thinking back then, that day when I filmed Movement and Boy Better Know in Roman, that's like one of the iconic things.
That is, isn't it? And that's well, people made flows from that videos. Yeah, and Wiley's got the one that he comes to, and I started seeing people have the same flows from that, man. But when we're saying we spoke before about new gen and that, who do you think is that out of this new generation is?
There's loads, man. Dave's special.
See, I wouldn't class Dave as what I'm
you going newer than that.
I'm talking like new gen grime roots kind of.
There's a few like Yizzy, Tommy B, Kelly. There's a few kids who's doing good stuff. You know what I mean? And they're just still continuing to learn, and they're rolling like Tommy's with Debs at the minute on tour.
Yeah, I see it.
So they're learning same way what we was just talking about. You got that older one who's like, I know Discarda does these days, been about with a few of them, and so there is definitely more. I think the drill thing and the grime thing in a minute. There's more drill artists at the moment.
I think drill's starting to sound more similar. And
but that's what I mean. That's what I was going to say. It's it will eventually blend into the same way garage and grime.
See, I had when we spoke to Mr. Montgomery, he was saying that he's at a drill DJ academy, so he don't even think he's got another year left. Because I don't know about all that, man.
Yeah, it's mad because it's like everyone said it about grime. It ain't gonna be it. Now look, like grime's still here, this carrot light, you know what I mean? And you don't know where things are gonna go, but they will start to blend more again. You know, like rather than being so segregated, you can see where it all starts.
See the way the drill artists are having a bit of a hard time now, having videos took down that. Yeah. Was you ever around the artists of ground and when they was experiencing times like that as well?
Yeah, because like look at Lethal with Power.
Yeah.
Got banned in clubs.
That still is banned in some clubs.
And it's mental because it's like
that is nuts, man.
It's like an anthem, you know. But and they try. That's the thing. Like people try to hold things in. Like they try to cap things off. Oh, if we ban this or we stop this, it ain't gonna happen. But if you keep doing it regardless, you look at grime. It's like a perfect example.
Yeah.
You can't they try and keep something down. Eventually, it just goes.
Yeah, you can't.
And then you got posh Chelsea kids singing Stormzy bars. You know what I mean? It's like
that's true.
Alright, cool. That done well. Like you tried to hold back grime. There you go. That's right in your
kids
house.
are listening. Yeah, kids are listening to it.
Exactly.
That's right. So I was speaking to one person. He was saying that the guys, like the judges sentencing all these drill artists, their kids are probably listening to the music and that. Like.
But the man have only just started charting now. It's like the moment you start banning them is the moment that people start to chart.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself when people? There's always that conversation, isn't it? GRM, Link Up, and SB. There's always been that conversation. I've even seen podcasts where people try to get them all together and that. Yeah. Where do you see yourself in that conversation? Where
I just set the foundations and like I was one of the people that built the block. So you got Risky Roadz, Practice Hours, Lord of the Mike's Decks, and then now it become the internet generation. They're doing it, so we kind of in a way inspired what they're doing and gave them a building block because they were like I just talked with Posty the other day, so I'm close with all of them guys. And like Posty was saying, without Risky Roadz, he might not have known who to film.
That's what I said. Your introduction level to all these artists was Risky Roadz.
And then Jamal might have been the same, and Rashid, you know, and it might have been that without they wouldn't have known where to begin their journeys without that foundation underneath. And kind of now, like I do videos and. Video might go on Link Up, might go on Grime Daddy, might go on SB, you know. But I still got my channel there, and one day I will do something with that. But for the time being, I need to focus on me and my the videos and the documentaries. Build that platform up. Get to that point where I'm more of a probably in-house name rather than a street name. You know what I mean? I can then decide what I want to do with the channel, but. Even then, like I said, I still broke someone like I helped someone like Octavian in his early journey through my channel, and there's other ones who I put on the channel and doing things now. So it's like the channel's still there doing. I just need to work out what way.
It's so frustrating for me as well when I see people like all-in-one. All-in-one doesn't even. I feel like I don't know if he knows or he don't know. To all of us, how much a fucking legend he is, and he ain't really got anything out. Yeah. You ever get a bit frustrated when you ever have a conversation with these older guys? You're like, bro, when are you going to put out something? When are you going to do?
Loads of times. Gift's another one. God's Gift, one of my favourite MCs from.
What was he, Page Ago or?
Page Ago.
See, I always get mixed up with them. They're a little bit before, man. And that man set the trend. It's all, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Gift needs more music, 100%. Like, he just done the Jay Spades tune.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Bad. He's just, you know that.
Yeah, definitely.
There is loads of them. That could actually just.
It never gets frustrating. I get frustrated when I see all-in-one do a 38 bar channel. I'm like, brother, please.
Yeah, just put a tune.
I know you don't know who I am and that, but please, brother, what's going on here?
Yeah, Carl is mad talented as well. But yeah, no, it does sometimes. Sometimes I think, I wish I could do that. Because I would put something.
Even people like Criminal and that, you're like, come on, man, where are these records? Because I remember a point where he was on Channel U every other day. And it was like, I don't know what tune it was, where he had a little glossy video and that.
Coming up, man. Jeez. And Double S as well, man. Yeah. What's happened to Double S?
Nah, he's got the tune with Skeptic.
He got another tune with Skeptic. I ain't heard it for years, man.
Well.
I thought he was bad still. Because I'm not your average grime head. I'm not into grime like that, innit? Yeah. But there is some certain people that I do listen to and do
Look for,
try and follow up on what they're doing right now. But
yeah,
it is
I had
what
a
it is.
record label years ago, and I had Marvel on my label. Yeah, you could see like them three were special together as well.
One of them was killing it with the videos, or was killing it with the videos as well. Yeah,
sick.
So what made like what I find it fascinating, people like you that have this idea, and then boom, you go in and you've done it. You've the idea you've had, you've taken the idea, you've gone and put it into practice, and now you're here as Risky Roadz. What was it in you that made you go to your nan that day and say, "Nan, can you lend me the money for a camera?"
I think it was just belief in the scene and a fan. Like that was my way in. I couldn't MC.
So, because you couldn't like the music side of it, you don't know. You just wanted to be a
Yeah.
part of it. So you just thought of other avenues how to get
pretty
into
much.
it.
I was done with the DJing. I was more of a hobby rather than trying to do anything with it. And it was that like I want to show people what I believe in this thing. Like, I want to show people the scene. And me and Sparky used to sit there and work out the best ways to try and like educate kids through the visuals. Like, so I was like, I ain't got a clue how to make a beat. Let's like go and sit with producers. So we went and sit with producers. Like, how do you make beats? And then they told us how they done beats. And then Sparks was like, let's get Mr. Wong to make a tune in 5 minutes. And we go and see him.
Mr. Wong,
Old school, man. Jesus Christ.
And then Sparks, because of the music background, he was like, all right, let's get everyone to freestyle over this one instrumental. And this one instrumental moved to this Dirty Danger. Then we bought the tune off of Dirty.
Yeah.
So Risky Roadz recordings was there. So we had vinyl releases with the tune. Everyone had heard the tune, so you'd see it.
Yeah, that's sick. Like, because you get your family involved a lot.
Yeah.
How was they supportive from the day one? Because it's not your average thing back then. It's not like, oh mum, I'm gonna buy a camera and I'm gonna do this. Like,
it's
it's
the
like
thing with Risky Roadz, isn't it? It's like the first, isn't it?
It's like, bruv, like, because obviously back then it's like, even now sometimes the parents are like, just go get a fucking job, man. Just go and get a bit of money. Like, you're wasting your time when it's like, how was it? Was that a massive factor for you then, as your family stayed behind
support,
you?
Definitely, 100%. Because my house ended up being the go-to.
Yeah.
So, like, I could be sitting indoors and like the whole movement's around and we're chilling.
Yeah.
Like, or gets come around all the time or whatever. Like, there was like open house.
Yeah, got
So
it.
that's why my name's close to everyone. Like, gigs would come around, or you know what I mean? Like, it's just not like normal. Even down to when I done the Skep video with like ASAP, like Young Lord and that. But it ain't safe. Like ASAP Mob's chilling in my mum's.
Yeah, mad.
With Skep and that, and we were just going through the edit. Like, it's just the open house, and their support constantly keeps you going, you know? Like, there's times when life takes over and all that, and
definitely, everyone has it. Whoever says they don't, it's chatting shit.
Definitely,
man.
and they've always been there. Like, you need to go and do this, or come, like, you know what I mean? So, like, my family support's massive. And,
definitely, that's sick. I just think it's sick. Like, it's just fascinating, like your whole story and that.
I appreciate it, man.
We were saying about Drake as well. Was there a film with Rick Ross as well, or not? Or did I read that?
Rick Ross was on the Movement doc.
He was on the movement. What the fuck was he doing on there? I don't know. How does that work? How does that fit in? What part did he play in that, bro?
Oh, he comes to link Wretch for something, and I just rolled. But then we got him on the Movement doc. I've had some random ones like ASAP Rocky, Ray J.
Ray J.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, man. I've met some random.
That guy, innit? Fucking hell.
No, he's a geezer as well.
But man. Had some random ones on bits. But yeah, Rick Ross was on the Movement doc.
See, I must have not got that far into it, man.
Just outside one of the hotels.
Do you think that see the DVDs?
Yeah.
Do you think they can? Vinyl is kind of
making a resurgence.
Yeah, it's kind of like a little like popular thing. Do you think the DVDs can ever do that again?
I'd probably say no. I think the attention spans and the technology level, like, people's gone beyond it now.
It's just too easy. It's just this, man.
Yeah.
This has changed everything. It's just everything's on
you think
phone.
people got too much available to them?
Yeah, of course. Like, mate, your die-hard fan might buy a DVD to keep in a collection, but nowadays, where are you going to play it? Buy a PC, buy a desktop computer or a laptop, ain't even got a slot. So then you go down and buy another drive to play. Like,
it's nostalgia, though, isn't it? I think, yeah, like you're saying, it's core fan base, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I bought one the other day. I bought fucking Wu-Tang one the other day.
But then rather putting it out like that, now you just chat to like an Amazon or a Netflix, like, yo, I've got this. Do you want it? And then that gets rid of your DVD.
What do you think about that though? For all like videographers and directors and that, because I see people in America talking about, well, we're talking about massive budgets, about not chasing people for the budgets, but going out and doing something off your own back, and then presenting it to people and trying to.
Everything I've done, I've never had a real budget, really. Like, you know what I mean? Like, everything's kind of been more idea driven, and you got to look and we go for it. But yeah, like when I get to them points of the budgets, then it is that like you can just do everything that you've ever wanted to do.
What's your ideal budget?
What, for a music vid?
Yeah, like if someone wants to be like, bro, I can give you this,
It
what's the figure would you say?
See, the way I work, yeah, I wouldn't just throw a number out there for the sake, like, you work for what the tune is. So
what it needed,
yeah,
what it called for.
and just like don't go overboard.
Don't need a helicopter for no reason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think sometimes budgets get flung and you, oh yeah, let's have this, and it's made no relevance.
Do you know what? Some of the videos that you see on the internet, yeah, the more money, the cheesier. To me.
Yeah.
All the fake like models and all the like, it looks very cheesy to me. Some of it, but I feel like you got your own. Over years, I've had a Risky Roadz video that's got a Risky Roadz feel to it.
Yeah.
But then there's some of them that I didn't know that you made, like the one with gigs, and I'm not even gonna attempt to say my man's name. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, that was a sick one as well. I enjoyed doing that one. That was a laugh. It was slightly different.
That was fucking an unexpected tune, man.
Yeah, one of my favourite videos that I shot was for Yizzy. It's called Mr. Cray. We remade in a way the Legend films. So he played both the Cray brothers.
Right, yeah.
I shot it like he's both the brothers. That's one of my favourite vids, just purely because if you see that, you wouldn't say it was me.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
so it's just like it's a different factor than what you normally do, innit?
Yeah, another like it's a different style. Like, it ain't that generic Risky Roadz.
Do you feel like when you do something different, does it motivate you more to do that something different because definitely. It shows people what you are capable of doing?
100%. Yeah, and I know for a fact that my capabilities within music vids ain't been touched yet. Like in the sense of like I've got so much more ideas in my head, budgets and tracks limiting. You know what I mean? Like, but I will never do a vid unless I like the track anyway.
So has anyone like big with a name hit you with a thing and be like, yo, I got this? Like, have you ever turned someone down because you don't feel it?
You know what? They not so much like with a bigger artist because they know what I like. I've known them all for too long. So they know me. They're like, look, I've got this.
Personal level,
I think this one's for you. And it's like, alright, cool, that works. And then we talk out an idea and whatever. But yeah, I always just work on stuff that I like and believe in, you know.
Yeah. No, it's a sick way to work still. It's just bare awkward when you got to tell man.
Yeah.
Like, how do you break it down? Like, do you say, bro, I'm not feeling it?
This ain't really my style. Like, this tune ain't something that I like, because you can't just throw something onto anything. You know what I mean? Like, I have to like the tune.
Yeah.
You got to hear it on repeat.
That just comes down to being a fan again, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
Is there never any talk like between everyone like of that a movement, resurgence or anything like that?
No, I think that's kind of at this day.
See,
like there was
the way you said like people don't like to touch things that they don't feel. Yeah. I think that is one of them things that's like, bruv.
What did you say?
For the movement, Dan, you won't know the movement, man.
No, I don't. So it went off my head.
Daniel was listening to I don't know Eminem and I don't know, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, I think that's something that I think that's kind of done. You know what I mean? And it is special for its time, but everyone's got their own journeys and chapters.
We got the DVD, we just have to keep watching it.
That's it,
Do you ever wish it'd go back to how it was?
Yeah, I miss pirate radio.
You miss pirate radio?
Yeah, that's my big thing. I do miss pirate radio.
I think them things make artists keep on their toes as well, man. I've been to a few sets of like internet radio, never been to a pirate radio and that, and there's just this fucking.
I think there was a hunger about them as well, man. Back in there when it was.
You used to write bars to throw away. like Getson would have like hundreds of like throwaway bars,
and you could
just play for radio but not ever be on a tune.
And you couldn't turn up next week and say the same thing. Yeah. See the whole fuck radio. Is that because it was hard to get on the radio then? Is that purely out of?
There was a time when the radio stations didn't want loads of MCs up.
Mm-hmm. In what?
Like groups, loads of
not
groups.
to play the music, but to have them in the
like didn't want loads of groups of MCs in the studio at one time and whatever, and it just got a bit complicated. So Gets was like, fuck radio.
yeah. So is that Gets is behind?
Yeah, Gets and Unique. So we used to go around Unique's house and they'd just be playing tunes and spraying in Uniques, and I think Gets just one day was like, just make this into a thing of like.
That was special.
Record it, and then obviously I was about all the time then. Like, so yeah, we just shot it and put it out.
A lot of things you make seem like very we just.
I know, it's a bit humble. It's fuck.
Drake texted me. So
I was just like, holding it like, what?
That's
I've
just
been coming out the gym as well. My heart would have been going, I'm fuck it, no. Jesus Christ.
The day that one happens, that's the day when I'll be like, because that's just been like as a fan from.
And if he asked for you just run with it and do what you do, that'd be fucking sick.
Yeah, to make something happen.
He put back on his night gloves.
He gets a
lot of stick for things like why.
And the North Face jacket as well.
North Face,
you know what it is like you.
I'll tell you what it is. It's a bit of a cheesy geezer sometimes.
It doesn't matter who you are, what you do, and how you're doing it. You are always gonna have this prick on the internet behind the screen talking 100%.
But you know
shit.
what? You know what the thing is, as soon as you've got someone hating, means you're doing something right.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the way I look at things. Like, if someone's hating, you're doing something right.
It's true, but just what makes it like? Why did it just come off the page, bruv? Come off of what he's doing. Don't look at what he's doing. Why are you so in? People, you can put it down to people ain't got nothing to do, but realistically, like, why do you think people just hate all the time? Like,
I think it's just boredom sometimes. And probably frustration. Some people, like, you're doing what I want to do, but I ain't got this.
So, you reckon they're like, it's like jealousy then? It's like they're looking at someone like, well, fuck this guy.
Like, I can do that, but then you're not. So,
people say that. People say that a lot about podcasts because they think it's a conversation. I can go on a microphone and say, but it's not as easy as that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Now there's so many different things, like people just, like I said, you're doing something right if they're hating, because they've found a spot in their day to say something negative.
Definitely,
so it meant something to them.
It's fucked, like how they just, and the thing is as well, especially like, I'm just talking about YouTube commenters really, but them people are just insane, like they sit on there all day long looking at videos and feel like, well, I've got to say something here, so they're like typing away stuff.
But that same person
get life, man,
has gave a view or a listen.
Yeah, that's how I see it. Just giving a view, like I'm good with that.
There you go. So
that's it, bro.
You've done what you needed to do, and they're looking for likes.
Yeah,
they're saying something to look for a reaction. That is all it comes down to.
Nuts.
It's a weird old place, man.
It is. It's crazy.
People are allowed to say things that they would never say to your face. Be allowed to say it outside their bedroom.
Exactly. But and it's got its positives as well, because it does open the doors and connect you to people that you would never expect to in a million years.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I think people invest in the internet too much, because we've had a conversation where, what about tomorrow if Instagram ain't the in thing?
Yeah.
Just like when we all woke up and MySpace was finito.
Bebo,
so all these people that have got
finito.
built careers
all that love
around
shared,
Instagram, be very careful, man.
Yeah, because it can be
taken away from you at any time, and then what?
Didn't you see that influencer, whatever they're called?
I don't believe in them
girl,
things. It's not that.
She said something racist on one of her blogs, and it just cancelled her Instagram page. Like, so she makes money off her Instagram page, and that's it. Now she's got to go and get a 9-to-5 job, and now she's complaining about it.
And she's getting smacked in the face saying something racist as well. That's the thing. I'll tell you what the thing about the internet is. People do things on the internet and don't think that there's real life consequences to what they've done online. That's what it is about the internet.
Or they get a few followers and think they're untouchable and can say whatever they want and it don't mean nothing. No,
so how do you feel about when they drag something back someone said 7 years ago from their Twitter, and it's like, should they lose their job then that day? Or
depends what was said, I suppose.
Yeah, you have to be accountable, what you said, man.
Yeah,
The same thing you just said about all them people saying things on the internet, that's what they done 7 years ago. Or whatever, that's a shit, I don't know about that. But listen, what's the next is the documentaries and the
series with my nan. Still do the videos, but the docs and that, I'm enjoying doing them in a minute. Like, and these two, like with the Birmingham doc, I'm hosting it as well as produced it.
Right, so you're in it, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's me taking you around Birmingham and meeting up with the artists and whatever else. So kind of enjoying doing that side of it as well, where before I've always been behind the camera.
Yeah.
I'm still behind it, but I'm in it as well. It's kind of like a weird concept. So, but yeah, that's there. And like I said, the NAN program, the videos, just whatever kind of comes into my head.
When do we get the first episode of was it Grime?
Grime.
Yeah.
I want to get all episodes done first before we start leaking them out. But we start little teasers coming. So shooting it 2 next week, and then and I want to get 6 in the can.
6 of them, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, bro.
Yeah,
it's funny.
That should be a fucking...
She's a character, man.
That'd be different. That'd be different.
Is she East London as well?
Yeah,
East London,
yeah, she's proper Cockney. Yeah, she's funny, man. Funny. Like, again, that's... Like, the internet allows that to...
them things to exist and to happen. Yeah,
you could just do whatever and you don't know where that goes. That could end up in another country. They're just watching it because they've seen an old lady.
Yeah.
And the maddest thing is as well, you was the introduction to a lot of us to these artists, and your nan might be the introduction now to other people to a lot of these artists as well, which is sick.
Yeah, it's mad. But like as we were saying before as well with the internet, like how it can connect you and make things happen that you wouldn't even dream of. Like one of my maddest ones is on my Twitter. I don't even know how long ago now. Maybe 4 or 5, maybe even a bit longer, years ago. Barack Obama follow me. It's just there. Follow me.
Barack Obama.
What?
Wow. Was he president that time?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so much random. Yeah, man.
That's bare random.
Yo,
That's bare random, man. Should have DM'd him. So what are you saying, man? Say you're interested in a video.
I remember I did drop a DM and he come back with something, but it's just like you know, like generic. It's just random, man. It might have been someone in his office rather than him. I don't know, but
yeah.
Nah, he's just going. Barack Obama followed me. It's the morning.
Yeah, it's just,
that's a fucking weird
that's
one.
Mad.
It's a mad follow, though.
That's insane. That's probably the maddest follow I've ever heard of. Like, I'm the president.
See, Daniel's a Twitter don as well.
Yeah, I do like a bit of Twitter storm, man.
Yeah,
Twitter's, you know what I like about Twitter? Just non-stop, like. It actually doesn't sleep, like.
Yeah, no, it's true. And it's news. That's what I like about it. Like, you can find, someone could mention something and you think, oh, what's going on there? And then you have a little tweet. Oh, that's what's happened. And
I see. You can find that something in like less than 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's true.
Easily.
It's true. No, it's a good platform. Twitter and Insta is my 2 favourites.
Yeah, same.
I don't use none of the
I try. You know what I'm trying to do is to take a lot of not spending too much time on Insta, man. That's what I'm trying to not do, bruv. Because sometimes when you're sitting there and you look at your recent activities, like 3 hours.
You feel like a scumbag as well when you're scrolling. It said you have seen all posts from the last 3 days. You're like, I'm gonna sort myself out, bro.
Those ones when you get caught on a discovery page and then all of a sudden you're watching someone make, I don't know, some kind of pancake
casseroles and things like that.
Well, how am I here? But that looks alright.
It's mad.
It's a mad place, the internet.
Yeah, it's like you get caught in little traps, little holes of the fucking.
And everyone gets caught in them as well. Like it just happens, man. It's just we've got too much. Is it too much time on our hands to be sitting there?
I don't know what it is, you know, because
it's a lot of people's jobs as well. We're trying to do this, you're trying to do what you're doing, and that it's hard as well not to be on it.
I think it's one of them things nowadays as well. You know, like if you're somewhere, say for instance, you're waiting for someone.
It's automatic, isn't it?
And it's
you reach for your phone immediately because you don't want to stand there looking
extra
like
3 minutes. Like, I didn't have the train station the extra 3
3
minutes. Oh, yeah, it makes sense.
It is an addiction in a way, isn't it? Like everyone's just because we want to know what's happening next, or has anyone looked at that, or what? It's just it's mad.
It fucking makes anxiety, bro, when you fucking on it. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. I want to say thank you very much for coming, bro.
Thank you.
Enjoy it,
appreciate your time as well.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me. It was enjoyable.
And nice still.